Welcome guys. Today we're going to look at how to prepare for the arithmetic section of the Ipmat examination. This is going to be applicable for all three exams. That is IIM Indoors Ipmat, IIM Rohtak's Ipmat, and the latest Ipmat examination. What we're going to look at in this video is how important or why is the arithmetic section of this examination important, what gets tested, and how you prepare for it. And obviously, we also end with where you prepare for the arithmetic section from. So moving on. So why exactly is the arithmetic section important? First of all, the topics that get tested inside arithmetic are very simple. Whatever you've read in your 6th, 7th, 8th, maybe a few topics from your 9th and 10th, that's what will consist of in the arithmetic section. What exact topics, we'll get to that in a minute. But because the topics are light, because the topics are simpler, this is a section, or this is a part of the quant section that students, especially ones that are a bit scared of the quant section, will want to focus on. Why would they want to focus on that? Is because of the second point, which is the number of questions that are being tested in the examination from the arithmetic section is getting either higher or is already high. So let's just look at a few numbers. In 2019's Ipmat examination that was conducted by IIM Indoor, out of 60 questions, so in the quant section you have 40 plus 20, so totally 60 questions. Out of the 60 questions, around 9 questions only were from arithmetic. It still constitutes 15% of the paper, but last year it almost got doubled. We end up with around 27% of the paper. Of the 30 questions that were released, around 8 of them were from the arithmetic section. This means that 1/4 of your paper is from this, and the amount of time that you have to prepare or that you have to invest in preparing for this is going to be much lesser compared to more intense topics like geometry or permutation combination. So this is a topic that you should focus on. That's one thing. And for the Rohtak examination as well, the numbers are already staggeringly high. So around 40%. Last year was the first year for Ipmat Rohtak's examination. So they initially released a sample paper and then their actual question paper was also released. So in the sample paper, around 40% of the questions belong to the arithmetic section. In exact numbers, there's around 18 questions out of the 40 that were released belonged from arithmetic. And in the actual paper, even more than that. Out of the 20 questions that was asked, because of COVID, the number of questions got reduced. And in the 20 questions that came in the examination, 10 were from arithmetic, which means half of your examination in the Rohtak paper was only from the very simple topics of mathematics. Right, so with the Ipmat examination, we don't have any data. This is the first year that the exam is going to get conducted. So we don't know how many questions could come from the arithmetic section. But what is looking good for us is that they've said in their notification that only till 10th standard mathematics is going to get tested. So till 10th standard mathematics, a significant majority would be arithmetic portion. So even there, this is going to be a major chunk of your questions, which means this is a section that you need to definitely focus on inside your quantitative ability part of the examination. So moving on to what's tested in the arithmetic section. So here's the list. You have percentages, profit and loss, simple interest and compound interest, averages, speed, time, distance and races, pipes and cisterns, work and time, I think ratio, proportion and mixtures, and apart from that you have arithmetic progression as well. Again, I'm just repeating myself here again and again. As you can see from all of this, it's all stuff that you've seen in your 7th standard, 8th standard and 9th standard mathematics. There isn't something new that you're going to read here. It's all going to seem like revision and then a little bit more after that. So let's now move on to how you prepare for the section, how you prepare for the arithmetic part of the quantitative aptitude section. First, you start off with the basics as ever, but there's a small difference between other topics and the arithmetic section. And the thing is that geometry, for example, is a complicated topic. It has a lot of subtopics inside it. Like you can't complete trigonometry or mensuration or coordinate geometry without understanding geometry properly. But arithmetic is not like that. Every individual topic is going to take you between 2 to 3 hours to complete entirely in terms of understanding the topic, in terms of understanding the formulas, learning from the basics, and so on and so forth. And because there's little of it, there isn't much of a theory in much of these topics. And the second point is that there are very standard question templates. So once you're done with the basics, once you're done with understanding what the topic is about, you need to spend a little bit of time understanding what all question templates get tested. Let's say, for example, within averages, there are 2 main concepts, and within those 2 concepts, there are going to be a total of 10 or 15 different question templates. You practice 50 to 100 questions, and you're going to be done with this topic altogether. And that's going to take you a maximum of 2 or 3 days. So that's 2 or 3 days within which you can complete a topic. It's less than a couple of weeks in which you can complete this entire section. And the third more important point is that it could very well be that within one particular question, you could be tested on multiple topics. You could have some concept from percentages mixed with some formula from allegations or mixtures, both combined to give you a question in the examination, which kind of again solidifies my point of understanding the basics and knowing all of your formulas well in every single topic. So you also need to get yourself geared to those kind of questions. And the fourth and final point is, this is a section inside the mathematics section, inside your quantitative aptitude section, where you need to have as close to 100% accuracy as possible. All of these questions are going to be straightforward, and the more you practice, the faster you're going to get, which means there's a good chance of those 10 questions within the exam, you could complete them in a matter of 8 to 10, maybe even 15 minutes. And that gives you a big mark chunk into your final score that relieves all the pressure that you have in the actual examination. That could very well result in a much better outcome in the end. So focusing on accuracy is key, and if you're able to solve as many questions as possible correctly, this is the section that you're going to want to do that in, because it's very simple. Moving on finally, so where do you prepare for not just the arithmetic section, but for the Ipmat examination in general? The best place to do that is 2IIM, but of course I would say that, but let's just look at what exactly is there inside the Ipmat course that we have. So basically, we have over 1,000 videos inside the course that cover the entire theory. It has a lot of practice questions, most of which have videos with them, and there's around 300 hours of coursework inside. So let's say for every single topic, it takes you around 2 to 3 hours to complete, and then there are a lot of tests within every single topic, and there are mock tests. So all put together, I would say it would take a student around 250 to 300 hours to complete. But again, it's not necessary for you to do the entire thing, which makes it a perfect option if you're preparing. You need to know what to focus on and use only that for the course to prepare with. And the third point is that there are around 5,000 questions inside of our course. You'll have a lot of Ipmat level questions. So the third part of your preparation, or the second part of your preparation for every single section, is going to be to practice a lot of questions after you get comfortable with the theory. And in that phase, you need that practice question. You need practice questions in the level of difficulty that's tested in the examination, and we have exactly that. And the fourth point is that the mocks that we have, as you can see, we have a good understanding of what the examination is, what gets tested, how many questions from each topic come or get tested in the examination. So we have a good idea of what the exam is like, and you'll have a very similar replicate of that inside of our course. And the fifth and final point, which is very important for most students, is that they'll get a level of personalized attention throughout their preparation. Whatever it is that you'll need outside of actually solving questions and understanding the Ipmat examination, the syllabus, everything else we'll take care of. So that's about it. Good luck for your Ipmat examination. Cheers.